Kind of used pickleball for the betterment of the community.
Thought it was dumb.
I also had my own very close incident.
Welcome to Between the Rallies, a podcast exploring the stories, people, gear, and moments that live just beneath the surface of pickleball. The conversations, connections, and experiences that shape the community behind the game. Because sometimes what happens between the rallies matters more than the score.
All right, guys, welcome back to Between the Rallies. This is episode 12, and today I'm joined by a very special guest. She's not only running a tournament, she's creating impact in the Treasure Valley. She runs the most beloved tournament for charity to bring awareness to mental health. I'd like to welcome my friend Mariah.
Thanks for having me, Kyle.
So before we get into your tournament, let's talk a little bit about your origin story. How did you come to find the sport of pickleball?
Pickleball was brought into my life by friends in 2017. I didn't like it when I started. I thought it was dumb. You spend a lot of time learning how to hit the ball, especially if you haven't played a racket sport before. And then COVID comes around, everyone's changing kind of what they're doing, how they're navigating the sport, and there was little pockets, I remember that, but people started getting better, and I started to get jealous because I wanted to play better, and it seems like you have more fun. The more you play, the more fun you have.
Okay, so you know, a little bit of competitiveness, you saw your friends getting better, and you were kind of driven to the sport. Totally. That's cool. So during your pickleball journey, at what point did you decide that you wanted to use it to create your own tournament and bring some awareness to mental health, kind of use pickleball for the betterment of the community?
In 2019, I lost my brother to suicide, and right obviously before COVID 2020, then going into it, I just realized people were missing out on community and connection. When I said or mentioned like the click thing or like pockets of groups, people weren't socializing as much, and we know that community is so important for mental health. Then I started playing more pickleball, started being more involved in our Boise community here, which is awesome. There's so many people that play, actually. It's grown a lot, and I just thought, what if I could do something to help people with mental health, create awareness following the passing of my brother, because there's a lot of grieving that happens after that type of loss. And fortunately, the community's been really supportive. Every person that's helped build this event, they have a reason why they're participating, which is huge. So there's the connectivity and the awareness, but also just consideration for others. That's kind of the backstory.
I love that. I have always really resonated, military background. I have a lot of friends who've taken their life. I also had my own very close incident during a tough time in my life, and I actually do think pickleball helped me stay out of that. Sorry, getting a little choked up. But so your tournament's always been kind of a big deal to me. So, over the years, your tournament's really evolved. Like, I remember like the first year we were just doing it like Excel spreadsheets, and then, eventually you actually became the Growing Happiness Initiative. Can you kind of talk me through how the evolution of the tournament has kind of happened?
It's so interesting. You start as grassroots, just an idea. I reached out to Susanna Barr and I said, hey, can you help me with this event? And she said yes. And I was really surprised. And it was great because Susanna had so much basis in the community. People knew her. She was really excited to start a new project. So we started it, had our initial fundraising year. I think we were close to $7,000.
Okay.
There was no baseline as far as like expectations. And then every year people have said, can you grow it bigger? Which I love, but that's a business mentality. And for me, it's a little bit more about sustainability. Can we keep giving without people being burnt out? Can people keep showing up for the event and still have fun, contributing to the same cause? Now, you mentioned your personal why, and it's paramount to who participates because you talked about you've lost people you've known, but you've also had your own mental health. Even hearing you like reflect on that moment, like coming back up and the emotionality, people that play, this resonates for them, and we don't always know. Like sometimes you think it's just an association, whether it's a friend or a family member, And those are still really close ties, but it also hits differently when you yourself have struggled with mental health. So that's where we started. As we moved forward, I was looking to grow a team. And so it's just evolved as people have decided, like, this is what fits best for me in my life. This is how we navigate small changes. So far, the MLP style has stuck.
So much fun.
And I love that people like that. We're still doing the spreadsheets, like we still have a little bit of that. Reason for the 501c3 was actually never put something I wanted to do. It was suggested to me so that we could take the donations and we don't have to ask someone else to process using all of their time under their own department. So BAPA, which was dissolved, doesn't exist anymore.
BAPA was the Boise Area Pickleball Association. They were a very big organization early on in the pickleball days in Boise.
Yeah, so they helped process all the funds, which was great, and that was like donated their time. But now that we have the 501c3, we can accept the funds, and then 100% is donated to NAMI, Idaho.
Oh, very cool. So no money's lost in the...
No money's lost.
And 100% is donated? Like
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody makes any money. I don't make money. None of the volunteers make money. If there's some expenses, years ago it's been tape because we were renting out at Settlers.
Well, lots of tape. I've definitely taped some courts out there for this tournament.
Thank you, Kyle. It's great to not have to tape, and we don't have the court rental because the River Club is so generous to sponsor this event. So we have the courts that are established, and it's outside, which is awesome. We have a few indoors, but we don't have that expense, which is, I mean, it adds up, especially the year we had to buy double the amount of tape due to rain.
Oh, because it rained, we had to tape, Yeah, so the tournament's evolved. It started just in like the park, and again, a group of volunteers would show up, chalk and tape line. Park. Now we're actually at this beautiful facility. It's a country club called River Club. They have kind of a hybrid model of courts, semi-indoor, covered courts, with a little bit of heat, and then outdoor courts as well. And they continue to invest in pickleball, so it's very cool and generous that they donate their courts to this tournament.
It is. It's so cool.
So this tournament's coming up. We got about a month left. If anybody's watching and they could follow you, get involved, or even spin up their own, help your mission.
Visit growinghappiness.org. I think that's just our baseline website. I only update it about once a year.
Okay.
So we have some small things. You can check out personal stories, not to undermine those for anyone, because people are sharing who they've lost and why they either donate or participate, which is huge, and I want to keep it personal. If you are looking to do a tournament for yourself, I would say just get started. People will say yes because it's something they care about. That's what one of my volunteers has said. She was like, if people want to, they will. And I think that's a great motivator, just to see like people do care about causes, reasons for participating, whether it's mental health awareness or maybe another health diagnosis that people want to respond to. Yeah.
That actually is a point. I've always, as far as like working in pickleball, I always talk about like what generates, signups is like something that resonate with their heart, or or there's an incentive to like go to that tournament, like whether it be a prize purse or something. But like those are the two things that really bring people together, is like competition and a cause. So as far as where you see this tournament growing, how big you want this to grow?
So that always comes up. I think in some ways we are sequestered by how many courts we have. If we had a larger facility, yes, but one of the things so important to me is that it stays outdoors. That's so important for our mental health awareness. And with this tournament, people sometimes, we've had frustrations with rain. We ride the wave that we're in with mental health, and that's what we do with this tournament. So if it's sunshine, we're all together, we're having a great time. If it's rain, we're still together. Just changes the dynamic.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
That's good. All right, so then, final notes. You want to give a shout out to any sponsors that you currently do have?
We have a few platinum sponsors I'd love to mention. The River Club, of course, and then we have Pioneer Title Company, Crossbridge, Hot Work.
Yeah.
We have a lot this year that are doing direct donation.
Okay,
that's why
very cool.
It's a little bit hard for me to remember everybody right now. Some years we do more in raffles, and this year we've had a lot of we're directly donating to the cause, which is phenomenal.
All right, last thing. Are you playing in this, or are you solely directing it?
No, I'm not playing. I'm missing out. You're playing, though.
I'm playing in it. I got a team, Cobra Kai. No mercy. We're ready.
Yeah, and Ascent Boise Real Estate is sponsoring you.
They are. Ascent Real Estate is sponsoring us. We'll have some logos. So, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, and I'm looking forward to an awesome tournament.
Thank you, Kyle. Thanks for your, I would say, long-term support. I didn't know you had mental health spectrum, right?
Yeah.
So as we address it, like whether it's on the far end, you're struggling with like suicide, or if we're doing really well, but we're looking forward to like what keeps us alive and motivated and everything in between, it just means a lot to have your participation.
All right, guys. That ends episode 12. Until then, I will catch you guys between the rallies.